Hi there, my name's Joe Hout, and I'm so excited to share with you about this game called Super Dice Heroes Saga that's going to be played over all of 2023, a new mission each month. So today I'm going to teach you how to play January's mission for Super Dice Heroes Saga. Let's go to the table here. Here's the page. It's free to play, so you can download. Links will be down in the comments there. You can download it from the Beluga Bliss website or on Board Game Geek. All you need for this game are 4 dice and some sort of token. You could use a checker or some sort of thing or a button, but I do have the option to download a 3D printable object. And so if you have access to a 3D printer, you can 3D print the character for this mission, the Dice Knight, and I've painted one of those. So that's going to be my token for this game. It's played over 12 rounds, and all the players use the same dice. And so if you print off this page, you can play with just yourself, or you can play with as many players that have the page. And you're all going to use the same dice rolls, and you're trying to earn the most points or the most honor in this game is what it's called. And you do that by traveling to different locations, helping at that location, rescuing bystanders, and defeating these robots that are menacing the city. So let's break down what you can do on a turn. You can either move or help. So on a turn, you roll these 4 dice, and you'll write those die results up here in the round tracker. It's played over 12 rounds. So I'll write 1, 2, 4, 5 up here. With those dice, with each one of those dice, I can either help with that die or I can move with that die. Now you start up here at the top of the city, and so you are going to go somewhere in the city. To move to a location, you spend the die that matches that location. You can see it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like a comic book page here. So I could spend this 1 die and move my character to City Hall. Or I could spend the 2 die and go to the restaurant here, right? Makes sense? If you're at a location, you can spend a die. Say I'm at the 2 spot, I could spend the 1 and move over here to the City Hall. Or I could spend the die that matches that location. I could spend a 2, and that lets me go to any other location. That's pretty cool. That's moving. That's the whole gist of moving. Helping. Helping is at each specific location, there are unique things to that location of how you can earn honor. And so I'm going to go through each one of those, but you would spend a 2 to either write a 2 or cross off a 2 in a certain location is the idea for that. So let's look at first City Hall. Here in City Hall, there's numbers 1 through 4. You see they're organized in rows and columns. And if you complete a row, you get the bonus at the end of that row. You can see it's +8 star, +8 honor. Those are the victory points. If you finish a column, then you get the bonus that's at the bottom of that. There's a little bystander here. Look how cute he is. That's the mayor. All the bystanders have that purple coloring to them, and that's how you know they're a bystander. But they're all kind of themed in different ways. That's fun. But if you complete it, if you put a 1 in all of these spots, you would get this bystander, and you would come down here and circle it down at the bottom. Bystanders are worth 4 points at the end of the game, 4 honor. That's really good. The next column, it has this symbol, which is a green movement symbol. The next one has a hand, a helping hand, orange. And the last one has this heart key, which is the key to the city. So same is true if you finish any one of these columns, you get that bonus, that extra. This one, the move bonus, you get to come down here and circle in the move area a bonus. You get a move bonus. It's an extra die to spend only for movement of any number you want. And you can spend it that very turn. You could save it to the very end of the game, or you could not even spend it. And unused bonuses like that are worth 1 point at the end of the game. Here's this, the orange hand is a move bonus, same deal. It's the same idea. You can spend it as any die number to help at the current location where you are. Very powerful. It's not changing a die to a number. It is actually adding an extra die of any number that you want. And this last column is the key to the city. If you get that, you come down here and you circle it down in the scoring area. And if you notice, it has a little +1 honor next to it. And what the key to the city does is it makes all of the bystanders that you rescue worth 1 additional honor. So instead of being worth 4 points, they're worth 5 points. Now, if you look at, there are 9 bystanders that you can rescue on this page. So there's potential that that could be worth a lot of points. Or maybe you don't rescue a lot of bystanders and it's not worth many points. But that's what the key to the city is, the city hall. You may notice too, at this location, there's a robot minion that is menacing City Hall. Now these are in 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, this exact minion. It has 2 spots to write a number, and it can be any number, but the 2 numbers you write there have to be equal. You don't have to write them on the same turn or at the same time. It can be over several turns. But if you're able to write 2 numbers there that are both the same number, you defeat that minion. You come down here and you cross it off down at the bottom. Each robot you defeat is worth 4 honor. Very good. Now we're going to get to the robot villain in the junkyard in just a minute, but remember that. Let's look at the restaurant. This is, you're looking at these 6 different, I kind of think they're tables at the restaurant. And it's very similar to City Hall, where it has numbers that you're just crossing off. So I could spend a 2 and cross off this 2. I could spend a 4 and cross off a 4 here. You can cross them off in any order. You can start crossing off and move to somewhere else and come back later and finish. So there's a lot of options with what you can do there. But if you notice, when you finish a table, when you finish a pair of 2 of them, you just get the bonus that's next to it. So here, if I did the 2 ones, I would get 4 honor. A lot of them are that. The 2, the 5, and the 6 are 4 honor. But the 3 and the 4 give you that 2 honor and the bonus, the move bonus or the help bonus. And for this one, if you finish the column of tables, so if I were to finish all 1s, 2s, and 3s, then that rescues the chef bystander. Here, if I do all 3 of these, the 4, 5, 6, I rescue the dog bystander. Dog bystander? Yes, there are animal bystanders in this new version of Super Dice Heroes. There are 3 animal bystanders which are special. There's the dog, there is the cat down in the library, and there's the hamster in the school. Why are they important? Well, if you're able to rescue all 3 of those, you become the animal hero, and it just gives you 5 extra bonus points. So you can see that there's some unique set collection and you're trying to get the highest score, so trying to collect just the right amount of things, rescue the right amount of folks. There's also a robot minion at that location. Let's look at the park down here in 3, the park. Now this one, it has 2 different things that you're doing. One of them, it kind of represents like running on a path, and you're going to alternate between an odd number and an even number. So I could use this 5 and write a 5 in the odd spot, use the 2, write the 2 in the even spot, use the 1 in the odd spot, and then use this 4 in the even spot. It's not too hard to fill that out. You see, as you go along, you're going to be getting honor bonuses. There's a bystander, that's a jogger there. And if you finish that, you'll get the 6 honor that's there. Now, at this park in the story, there was a mysterious meteor that landed there also. Foreshadowing? I don't know. So you can look up here at this top row, and you can also work towards this. This is specific numbers though. It's still odd, even, but it's specifically a 3, a 4, a 5, then a 6. And that unlocks this alien technology, which we don't know what that means yet. But we do know it's worth 10 points, so it's good to do. So if you're able to finish all 4 of those, you get the alien tech, which it looks like there might be some sort of QR code on it. We'll see. And then there's a robot minion here too. Let's look at the school. Here's 4. It's similar to the restaurant in regards that if you finish a column, the 3 in each column, you get a bystander. But it's a little different because at the school, well, you're learning some math. And so you're going to be doing pairs of numbers that equal 7. You can do it in any order. You can start in one spot, continue in another spot. But the second number you place will have to make that equation equal 7. So you could put a 3 in one spot, and then the next number would have to be a 4. Or you could put a 1, and then the next number would have to be a 6. So the first number is always any number, but the second number is a specific number. So that's what the school is. Let's look down at the library. Here you're going to save the librarian. This one, there are 3 bookshelves, bookcases that you're going to be working your way towards. And you can start in any one of them. You can continue on in any one of them. You could start one and then start the other and not even finish any of them. But there's those three. You start at the bottom for each one and you go up, ascend up. And the first number can be any number. The second number has to be plus or minus the last number you played. So if I put a 3 here, the next number would have to be a 2 or a 4. If I put a 4, then the next number would have to be a 3 or a 5. If you have a 6 there, the next number has to be a 5. It does not wrap around. If you have a 1 there, the next number has to be a 2. It does not wrap back around to a 6. Cool? And when you finish one of those columns, you unlock either the bystander you rescue or you get the bonuses there. And the last zone is the junkyard. The junkyard is you're working your way up this junk pile. You start at the bottom row and you can cross off any one of those numbers. It's again crossing off specific numbers. You can do 3, 4, 5, or 6. Now you can only cross off the number above that if the two numbers below that number are crossed off. Does that make sense? So the 3 and the 4 here, if I cross off this 3 and the 4, then I have now unlocked the ability to cross off the 5, which is above those two. Think like stacking, right? You can't like stack something above something else if the thing below it is not there. And so you could do partially, right? You could do partial pyramids as you work your way up. But if you want to get all the way to the top, you'll have to cross off all of them and work your way all the way up to the 1. If you notice too, this is if you finish rows, you get bonuses. So if I do all 4 of these numbers on the bottom, that's where I get 6 honor and a help bonus. The next row is 3 dice and it's 6 honor and a move bonus. The next one is just 2 and it gives just 4 honor. But if you notice, if you cross off the 2, that's where you rescue that bystander, the construction worker. And then it's just 1 for the very top and it's 8 honor. Now, we have made it to the super villain, the robot villain, the mastermind of this mission. And it's very similar to the other robots, but it's just got 4 spaces instead of 2. It's bigger, it's more menacing. Look at him. And you can put, the first number can be any number, but then the other 3 numbers you put in will have to be that exact same number. And if you defeat it, you come down here, you cross it off, it's worth 4 points. You're like, wait, 4 points, that's it? But if you notice, it has this little symbol next to it, which is ×2. And that makes it so all your robots that you defeat are worth double the points. So instead of 4 points, they're worth 8 points. So the mission is to rescue the city from these robots that are menacing it. If you do that, you're going to get a ton of points. If you're able to defeat this villain mastermind, it makes all your robots then worth double, which would be 8 points. Very good. At the end of the game, you'll total up all your points for each zone after 12 rounds, scoring for your bystanders and any bonuses from your bystanders, scoring for your robot minions, earning 1 point for any gained but unused bonuses, your move and help bonuses. Your alien tech, 10 points if you got that. If you were the animal hero, 5 points. You total all that up, and hopefully you will get a high score. There's one more thing up here. The Dice Knight has some superpowers. In previous iterations of Super Dice Heroes, you got to build your character, but over the year we're going to be playing with specific superheroes and telling a fun story. And so 3 times, this superhero has 3 uses throughout this game. You have the ability to increase or decrease one of the dice by 1. You can do that 3 times throughout a game. You can do it multiple times in the same turn. You can do it multiple times on the same die. But it just takes 1 use for each time you change a die up 1 or down 1. Cool. That's Super Dice Heroes Saga January. Now, this is a saga, so let's look at what will happen after you finish a game. The first thing, if you want to be involved in the telling of this story, you can log your score. I have a Google survey. There's a QR code here, and there are links all around in all the different Super Dice Heroes access websites that will get you to log your score. And there you will say what you did when you played the game. What was your score, if you want to put that, who you rescued, what you did in the mission. And depending on how many people do that and what the percentages of different things rescued, that will impact the months ahead. Now this is just the start, and we'll see how the story progresses through the rest of the year. But that's going to be available all in January of 2023. So if you're watching this right now and it's January in 2023, you still have the chance to log your score and to play along in the telling, in the molding of this story. If you have the highest score of anybody, then you will earn the coveted title of Hero of the Month, Superhero of the Month. So if you want to be involved with that, you can log your score there. Now you can play this as many times as you want in the month, right? And so here is the other part, is there is this Super Dice Hero Saga January Achievement Tracker. This is this is a prototype here. I've got the actual one not printed. But if you notice, you'll log this is where you can log your score and the date. And that's just fun that you could save this page, and over the year, you could have at the end of the year your total score of how you did on all the different missions. But also this kind of it's tracking your lifetime collection. And so this is not just for one play, but as you play, if you're someone that likes achievements or trying to 100% a game, this is just kind of a fun extra playing into that. And so if you rescue these different bystanders, come to this page, circle them, and then play again and try to rescue all of them as you play through multiple plays. So that's the different folks and things you can defeat for the collection. And also this is just a fun extra if you're into that idea. These are little achievements. So the different achievements are score at least 100 points, 110, 120, defeat all the robots in a single game. And so kind of these different things of that. But that's the extra here. If you can just play a one-off game, but if you want to be involved in the saga of Super Dice Heroes, that's what this page is for, the achievement tracker. Okay, I think that's everything. Join in on a Twitch stream. I stream on lots of different times, but for this game I'll be streaming the first of the month and usually on Thursdays as we go along. But this has been so fun. Thanks for watching this video, and best of luck defeating these robots. We'll see you next time.